Yay, I'm live! Okay, let's see if my new camera um, okay, that's I switched I switched from the IV cam app to a different webcam app, so apparently there's a setting somewhere that is not correctly looking at my face. Sorry. Well, that's a close-up of Banros' chin. let's read the chat real quick. I'm sorry to hear that. MRS. Yeah, I hope that you can help him feel better. Yeah, that is hard. So I did try out this technology before, but was not expecting this particular problem. All right, thanks for your patience. Let's see. Oh, maybe it's setting, I don't know. Also, hi Winter. Scale filtering. Properties. Oh, I get it. Okay. I think I know what's happening. Please let me know if you can indeed just see a corner of my ceiling right now. And hello, Winter, Darla, and Crochet Hooked. Thanks for being here. Technical difficulties. Oh no. Now you can see a corner of my head. At least that's what I can see. Well, that's that looks better on my end. It says it's a really low resolution, which is why I changed it earlier. But apparently the Streamlabs doesn't know how to handle that. So anyway, at least we can see me and the goats now. And now we can actually do what we plan to do. And I can troubleshoot more afterwards. Oh good, you can see me. Hi, Ray's yarn addiction. This is my bag of yarn that I'm going to use for my version of the Colorwork heart. You can find the pattern in the blog post that I linked down below. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad that you can see me. And if screen capture works as it has in the past, I'm also going to show it on screen. I actually have 4 colors of orange yarn, or 4 shades of orange yarn here, but I think I'll just use 3 because sorry, I got distracted because it looks like my sound is off sync with what I can see in the video, and I'm hoping it's not too off sync for you. But yeah, I switched from the thing that worked because apparently I ran out of the hours I could stream with the free version to a different app. So I'm gonna have to learn it and try to make sure that I can take care of any tech problems. So anyway, it could just be that there's a delay for what I hear myself say and what actually gets picked up and seen on the screen. So yeah, how are y'all doing? I had a pretty good week. I'm actually thinking I might continue just doing the Saturday live because I want to start doing more pre-recorded videos. I did find a program that I want to use to start video editing again, and it's nice because it looks like this one is more geared toward YouTubers, whereas as much as I loved DaVinci Resolve, it's more for like serious filmmakers. So yeah, it was a bit intimidating. So that way I can focus on like whatever videos I do during the week, and then also just the Saturday live stream where we have a fun project. I'm planning to do more like small color work charts like this, and there are several pride themed lips that I'm doing that I've done. There's an antler chart, which is kind of like the heart chart in that you can do 3, 4, or 5 colors. Ooh, I'm determined to finish this sweater that I'm working on before I let myself start anything new. Yeah, that's a mood. Good luck with that. Working on the Abigail fairy dress. Ooh, that sounds fun. Is that like from a pattern, or are you just making it up as you go? Unfortunately, this kitten will not let me work. Oh no, the cat says no, it is pet time. So no pressure to do the chart with me, but if you are, it doesn't really matter what, well, the scale will depend on the yarn and hook you choose. I'm using mostly worsted weight with a 5.5 hook. Yep, a pattern. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Scooch. And so I think this will be the lightest shade of gray that we use in the pattern for my heart anyway. And then I have these 3, and I feel like these 2 are too similar, so I'll probably just pick one of them. Actually, this one's very golden compared to all the rest, so I think it makes a bit more sense to have it like that, although this orange is very similar to this bright orange. But this is basically what I had in my stash, so that's why we have these. Yeah, that sounds cute, the kitten. Yeah, the sparkle yarn is from Ice Yarns. I've had it for a while, and like, you would think that sparkly orange yarn would find a use because it's like got that Halloween-y vibe, but I just haven't had a project that I wanted to use with it till now. And then this, it's a lot thinner than the others, but I'm going to cut off a couple pieces and hold it double because I only need it for one stitch, maybe even triple. But there's a space in the center that's meant to be either the background if you're doing a white background. It can just be the same color, but it's kind of a highlight in the center of the chart. And I want to do a black background, so I'm going to hold this random furry yarn, which I got from a friend, and it's a bit thin, so I thought, well, I could hold it with the black crochet thread. That would give kind of a cool extra texture. So I'm going to pull up my blog post with the pattern. Well, I'm still not seeing anything in the window that's supposed to be capturing the screen, so we'll work on that at some other point. But if you want to follow along, you can go to the link in the description. I included both colors and symbols, so there's a version with and without symbols in the chart, because I feel like that helps with color work in case someone can't easily tell which colors are distinct. And that especially helps with the like 5 color one, because I just sort of picked shades of gray in between the ones that I had chosen already. So they get pretty it's a nice gradient, but it can be hard to tell the difference. So for this one, you could put it on a bag or anything like that, but I'm just going to do a square. It's 9 stitches wide, so I'll start with that. This is one of the yarns that I'm going to use for the black. Ooh, a rainbow Lost Souls shawl, nice. I love rainbow things. And because it's always Pride here, I will be dyeing more rainbow yarn probably later this afternoon. So look forward to that. I realized I don't need nearly as many worsted minis as I bought for the thing that I'm going to. So I'm going to turn some of them into sets to put on the website, and some of them will probably be like prototype sets for the kits that I want to offer for the different patterns, because I think that it would be cool to like offer the free pattern for this heart, or like the Pride themed lip patterns, like the lips and the different pride flags, and yes, fringe plus gay shawl sounds good. Excellent. So I can offer the free patterns and then also have a kit on the website just in case people don't want to go find their own yarn. And that's one more thing that I can like do to help support my myself, because I'm still working on that part, but I am getting there with all of your support. So thank you so much for that. Oh, I forgot. Speaking of, I have 500 subscribers now, and of course I have to do a giveaway. So I'm hopefully gonna film that tomorrow. I have to make sure that I know what the rules of giveaways on YouTube are. So look forward to that. It's going to be like a skein of yarn of either worsted or the fingering weight cotton of your choice. So yeah. So I'm to do this hard actually, now that we're a good ways into the live. I'm going to start by chaining 9, actually 10, because I have to chain 1 to turn. I could either do this in half double crochet or single crochet. I'm just going to do single crochet because it seems simpler at the moment. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think. Okay. And I've already chained the 10th one for the turning stitch, so that was kind of the 0th row. So I'm going to do the actual first row and just go straight across with 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Even with worsted weight, this will be a very small chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Will be a bit difficult telling the stitches apart in this yarn, but that's fine. 8, 9, which means I counted correctly. Then chain 1 and turn. I haven't decided which way I'm going, like for the front and back, because when you're doing color work, you have to put the strands somewhere, so it has a front and back. Of course, there is a way of hiding the strands inside. The stitch, which kind of makes it reversible, but for now I'm just going to do it I'm just going to carry the colors that I'm not using along the back. So I think I'll just go with what the pattern says, since it's the first row starts right to left. So now I'm going left to right, and we do 4 stitches in black, or the background color. It's confusing because the color that's represented by black on the chart is actually just one of your colors, and it's going to be probably this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm working with the back towards me because I'm going right to left on the chart. No, I'm going left to right because if I were facing the pattern and going, then I'd be going right to left on the chart, if that makes sense. So I'm working a wrong side row, and now that I've done 3.5 stitches before I complete the 4th one, I have to add in my new color, because that way the working loop will be the right color. It took me a while to learn this, but actually if you don't do this, then with Colorwork, the edges where the colors are will be kind of like that, not straight. So I think this is called the stranding method. So anyway, I lay the new color in and pull it through to complete the previous stitch. Then I just like pull on both the black and the orange. Then I can make my 1 single crochet if I can find the next stitch. And since this is the bottom of the heart, there's actually only 1 stitch in this color so far. So now I go back and pick up the background color and complete this stitch with that. So it's I'm going to move this so I can see if you can see. Okay. Hopefully you can see just barely like a different color. There, yeah, you can kind of see the orange yarn there. And even if you're not working on this, I would love to know what you happen to be doing while we're chatting, whether that's a different crochet project or just hanging out. So on this row I have 4 more stitches in the background color, bringing us up to 9 total. I have no idea if I put it through the correct loops there, but that's okay. Alright, chain 1, turn for the 3rd row, and now I'm on the right side row. So what you're looking at now is the wrong side, which is where all of the loose yarn is. But that's what it looks like here. I'm working on some hearts, but I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. This is my first crochet along. Wow, I'm honored that this is your first cow. Cool. This is, well, I guess it's not my first cow, but my first time leading a crochet along. So I would love to hear what colors you chose for the your hearts, and if you like it doesn't have to be like 3 colors for the heart. It could even be just one if you want just a heart shape. Let me bring the pattern back up. So now I make 3 on row 3. I make 3 stitches of the background color. And on the third one, since I know I'm about to change color, I want to add in the new color. And since this is a very small area, I can probably just use this same one. In row 5, row 5 and maybe 6, I'll probably have to cut this and use 2 pieces of yarn, because that would be a long way to carry it across. Of course, I could also do that thing where you catch the floats, I think it's called, and just like every few stitches just kind of twist the yarn so it's not loose. It's hard to explain. The first one is trans colors, but I got all my cotton yarn out so I could do a lot of different combos. Yay! I would love to see those if you want to post them on the Instagram or anything like that. I'm hoping to do a lot of different colors of these types of things too. But since I'm not doing that yet, it'll be nice to see someone who is doing kind of the way this pattern was meant to be. So we've done 3. Haven't finished the third one of our background color, and I've got my next color of yarn, which will be the next stitch. But now we need a new color of yarn. I think I'll make it the sparkly yarn. And in this row, except for the background color, there's only one. There are 2 stitches of this yarn, but they're on either side of a third. They're on either side of a different color, so it counts as 3 separate colors, kind of. So for each stitch, you have to do the thing where you stop right before doing the last loop and add a new color of yarn in. And I'm doing that on the side facing you this time because that is the wrong side. Then in the previous orange, which is the center of the heart, we make a stitch for the new orange, and reminding ourselves not to finish the stitch. I do that sometimes when I'm working on my larger the pixel art colorwork the tapestries. Then sometimes I try and just undo the last loop, but it's often easier to just redo the whole stitch. Anyway, then here's our second stitch of the previous color, which is kind of making a V, and then in the center space of the V there's the sparkly orange yarn. My pattern is covering up the screen that's helping what you can see right now, so let me know if you can't see it. But that's what it looks like. And then we go back to the background color, and I think we haven't used the background color in three stitches, and that's about as long as I would go without like catching the float or cutting a new piece of yarn. Oh yay! I am glad to hear that my color changing advice was helpful. It was something I learned fairly recently. Like, I've been crocheting for years but hadn't known how to do that, so I'm glad that helped. So yeah, now we're on the last color for this row, which is again the background color. So we just do our last 3 stitches. I accidentally did a half double crochet just now because I'm so used to doing the half double crochet for my larger tapestries, but not for this one. But I do like that one because it's mostly square, so it works with like the pixelated nature of Colorwork. But if you work into the back loop of the half double crochet, you have this nice like braid effect across the front, which looks cool. Although it is a bit weird. Like, it's a little bit taller than the charts are if you just have all the graphs as perfectly square. Like this way is longer. So when I do my portraits like that, it's just like long face. Right, we finished this row, and that was row 3 on the 3-color chart. And now I'm going to do the 4th row, which is I'll be working on the wrong side. And once you start, like, it's pretty easy to tell which way the wrong side is, because you have all of this stuff, the extra ends. So chain 1, do only 2 stitches of the background color, and I'm not going to complete the background, the second stitch, but I have the first color of yarn that I used down here at the bottom of the heart, and that's the one we do now. For the next stitch, well, we complete the stitch using that color of yarn and then do the next stitch. If I can get it in. Not sure I would have chosen this color of yarn, this type of yarn. It's very hard to work with. So right, this is row 4, and again we only have one color. We don't have any blocks of 2 colors except for the background, or two. We don't have any 2 stitch or more blocks of color. So as soon as I start this one, I have to finish it with the next color, which is the medium gray on the chart, and then this goes into the next stitch, which on the chart is black. Then we actually have our third heart color, which is light gray on the chart, but I'm going to have it be this orange. And there's a knot right here, so I'm going to cut this off. And lay it in. Finish the previous stitch and start making my stitch in the next stitch, which looks almost the same, but it's the lighter orange worked into the slightly darker sparkly orange, currently in the center of the heart. Then we go back to the sparkly orange, finish this stitch, work into the color that's called black in the chart, but is actually our darkest orange. And since this is still only 3 apart, I'm going to go ahead and pull this tail from over here across. Since there are only three stitches in between the last time we worked that color and now, and then finish this stitch and work into the first stitch of the background color over here. And I'm going to leave a long tail so I can work with more of the, I'm not sure if I'm not sure if this tail will last for the whole thing, but at least I won't have to change that yarn right away. But I do need to add a new strand in for the other side of the chart because there are 5 stitches in between now and the last time we used the background color, and I didn't catch my floats, so it would either be loose along the back or just kind of pulled tight. So I want to make sure that I don't do that. Right, I lay it in to finish this stitch. And finish the 2 more stitches over here. Chain 1, and now we're doing 5. And for this one and the next row, we just have 1 background color on either side of the heart. Now I'm working the front side, and it's coming out nice. I'm going to move this so I can see whether you're seeing it. Oh yeah, there. Yay! So next is our darkest orange. So we finish the 1 stitch we made with the background color and make the next stitch, and before finishing that well, we finish it with this sparkly orange, which is like the mid. I guess since there's not a dark gray, it's just like, in this one there's black and 2 shades of gray, so this is the darker gray, but it's the medium color. And then we make our next stitch with this sparkly orange, and then the light orange helps us finish off that stitch, and we make our next stitch into the sparkly orange with the light orange. And this is actually where I had the highlight, so I'm going to try to just take a short strand of the golden yarn and hold it triple, because I really won't need more than like this, because it's just one stitch. I'm not going to bother to cut the loops. Okay, I'm putting this yarn in as the center highlight, so we finish this stitch with these 3 strands, and I have to pull this to make sure it doesn't come out. Okay. Then we go into the center stitch of the heart. That's our center highlight. And we go back to the light orange. Thanks, golden yarn, that's all that we need. Work the light orange into the sparkly orange. And now I think I have to do the same thing as with the background color, except with the dark orange, because there are 5 stitches in between now and the last time we worked that color. It's a good opportunity to untangle the yarn. When I'm working my big pixel art tapestries, it's kind of a nightmare with all of the different strands of yarn everywhere. One reason I use fairly short strands of yarn is so that it's a bit easier to just like pull them through the tangle, because they're short. So I can just sort of pull them, and it doesn't take as long as it would for a full skein. So now I'm going to lay this in and finish the. Oh, you know what? I do need to do this, but not quite yet. So first we're finishing the light orange with the sparkly orange, which I can still use from back the last time we used it, meaning I don't have to add a new strand in. Now I add the dark orange in to finish this stitch, and make one more stitch, which I accidentally closed. Alright, we close it with the background color, and then one more stitch just of the background color, chain 1, turn, and for row 6 again, and this is a, like facing you, this will be a wrong side row. So once more there's a just one stitch of the background color. then this time there are actually 2 stitches of the dark orange. So for the first time we actually do the dark orange into the same place it was before, and then we close this stitch and then do a second one, but we don't close that one. Time for sparkly orange. To get everything to lie flat, you sometimes have to just like pull on different ends. Alright, 1 stitch of sparkly orange. Now next is the light orange, which is going into the center highlight. Hopefully I caught all of the 3 strands of yarn. Actually it's more like 6 strands because with the stitch is kind of folded. So oh cool, I'm glad to hear that you got one of my thirst pixel patterns. That's my the Etsy shop, thirst pixels, where I have my the pixel art tapestries. I would love to hear which one you got, and you know, no pressure to finish it, obviously, but I would love to see pics when you if you want to share. The sparkly orange is actually from Ice Yarns. If Mary Maxim has the sparkly yarn, though, it sounds like something I should check out. Right, then we go back to the sparkly orange, speaking of. And now we can go to this second strand of dark orange over here from the yarn we cut off, since I left a long tail. So just like on the other side of this row, we have 2 we make 2 stitches of that, then 1 more with the background, which in my case is black and very hard to work with. The edges of these types of patterns can be like hard to see, so I would recommend doing a yarn that you can actually see the stitches in. Chain 1, turn for the 7th row. This should be the second to last one. Then we have 2 stitches of the background color. And then 2 of the dark orange. We're actually done with all of the other colors. Huh, wow. And then another stitch of the background color right in the center of the heart. It's for like the dip. Oh, the green mermaid. Yeah, I love that one. Lady of Seafoam, I think. Yeah, that's one of the ones that I've done, since I haven't had time to do all of mine as crochet patterns. But I have that one draped over my chair downstairs at my desk, because I wasn't thinking of, like, I drew it, I drew her before I met one of my, like, one of the gods I'm close to, who I know as Inanna, but now that I know her, like, that picture just looks so much like her to me, like how I see her, and that's the goddess who is in charge of my business things, so it seemed right to have her there on my chair. So right, we've done the center background color, and then we just do the dark orange for 2 more stitches for the other heart bump. Right, I was about to skip one of the stitches, which is kind of easy to do when you're pulling a yarn from like if there's a strand of yarn from a couple stitches ahead of where you are, it's good to just make sure that you haven't skipped stitches. But we do our next couple of stitches with the dark orange, and the first one is into the sparkly orange, and we close that one. The second one is into the first of the dark orange stitches from last row, because we're curving in, and I can just take the background color from this side. This one I could do either one, but I'm just going to take it from that side. Then I finish this stitch and make 2 more background color stitches to finish the row. And the heart is actually done. I just need to do 1 more row with the background color over this to make it look kind of centered. So for the last one, we just chain 1 and single crochet across, and that's the first Colorwork chart cowl that we've done. You can also do it in the 4 and 5 color versions. The 4 color one is just, I think it's just some of the spaces where we do 2 of the dark orange would be a separate color, and then for the 5th color one I do that, and then I also add instead of this center highlight being just a random highlight, or the background, if you're doing a white background, this is one of the squares of color in the 5 color version, and then also there's an extra highlight on each corner. But other than that, it's not too different. So yay. Then we have to weave in the ends, but I usually just tie them off in knots, which works if they're all pretty close to each other, or if they're like in pairs, then I'll just tie them off and then cut them. So the back doesn't have to look pretty. One more row in orange before I switch to the red. Yay! Oh, cool. So I was thinking you were starting from red and going that way, but I guess you have a lot more of the rainbow done than I had thought. Cool. My mouth is really dry, so I'm going to try this lychee sparkling water. I decided to get some fun drinks to make myself feel better about the fact that I had to order bread flour from a store that I don't usually shop at, so it's like an extra expense. Because apparently they don't they don't seem to have bread flour at like the usual stores I shop at, and that's weird because I'm in the Bay Area, and my understanding is that San Francisco is like famous for its bread, so I'm like, well, where's the bread flour? So I did actually find some, but it's like from a fancier store, so I got some of that and also just some fun sparkling waters. So, oh, you use the magic knot for color changes. I don't actually know what that is, so I will have to look that up. It's always good to know more techniques. I'm using worsted yarn. It's done in different stripes. It's not a cake. Yeah, I was thinking it was probably like just the manual color changes, but I was thinking that you were going from red and then changing colors down. So but I'm guessing you're going from violet or pink and then going up. Yeah, same. I've heard of the magic ring, but not the magic knot. Just tying off all of my ends. When I'm doing a tapestry, I often do this part way through. Oh, the one you showed on Discord, the first color was pink. Cool. I appreciate when people include pink in the rainbow because it's such a good color, and like as a kid I was outraged that pink was not considered to be a color in the rainbow. And also, like, I was told that it was a 7-color rainbow, so I was like, but it's only six colors unless you add in pink. If I remember correctly, the guy that made it, that called it a 7-color rainbow, was doing that sort of because he felt like 7 was a mystical number, which fair, but also, like, it really depends how you categorize colors. I think in Italian, they have a separate word for like a light blue color, which is as much of a separate color to them as pink and red are to us. I took a raglan style pattern but didn't join and went down a size. Now I'm trying to decide if I should do edging and leave it open or do a middle panel and make it a pullover. Yeah, each of those sound like good options. I'll be excited to see what you choose. Now I just have one extra end that I do have to weave in. Sometimes I try and like tie three ends in knots so that I don't have an extra. Of course, I also have this one. These are. I actually probably could tie these in knots, like tie these in a knot, but I would be careful with that because you don't want it to be too tight because then you'll pull the front side. So I'll just like tie the first part of the knot so that it lies flat but isn't tight, and then I tie the second part of the knot on top of that first kind of cross, and I'll try to tighten it only to that point but not pulling the sides, so like it comes in like that, and then I with the two parts of yarn, and then I tighten it right here but not like that, if that makes sense. That's a bit more of that feels like a bit more of an advanced thing for color work, but I'm happy to share the tip if you want. Yep, exactly. Okay, yeah. You can weave one strand over close to the other and then knot it. Yeah, that's also a good idea. I just try not to weave in more ends than I have to, which is often a lot when I have patterns like this. And like just the two the start and end of the pattern, I end up having to actually weave in most of the time. But I'm not going to do like a thorough job at the moment because this is a example pattern, but still I'm happy with how it came out. Since the background is fuzzy, it's kind of hard to see where the heart is, but it's a bit easier in person, and that's the back with the ends. The magic knot eliminates ends to weave in. Well, I'll definitely have to check it out then. It's like a washcloth for goats. Or a hat. Okay, well, that actually took about the time that I have to stream, so that's cool. That's encouraging for future times when we do this. I'm not sure exactly what pattern will be next, but stay tuned, and we'll do another Colorwork Saturday. I went through and made sure that I knew where a lot of the pride themed lips the pixel art was. So at least I know it's there, and yeah, I'm excited. I would like to release the pattern a bit sooner, just so people have time to gather the yarn, and like I'll probably just dye some yarn for me to use with a certain pride flag. But the nice thing about starting with this pattern is it can just be any yarn. So yeah, also thanks for the tip. I will have to look out check out the magic knot too. Yeah, I do too. I'm not sure there's anyone who likes weaving it in. It's kind of a necessary evil. So yeah, thanks so much for hanging out. I'm probably gonna try just doing a Saturday live for a bit. So like, let me know what your thoughts are if you really missed the Thursday live, but I'm leading away from it at the moment. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I had a great time. Well, I had a goat time. I hope that you did too.